Well, good evening, everybody out there on YouTube. This is Sparky Mike. Welcome to the Ol'skool Reefer channel. Guess I wanted to give an update as to why I haven't been posting a whole lot of videos lately. I have been perfecting my fish tank building skills to building cabinets for remodeling my kitchen. So we came up with a few bucks and bought a new stove, new dishwasher, sink, faucet, new refrigerator, and so I had to custom make cabinets. And in the process of that, I did some shopping around and found out that cabinets were going to cost $10,000 to $12,000 for a kitchen, which ended up being about $1,000 per unit, basically. It takes multiple days, several days per cabinet to make each of these. I have probably 4 days or something in them set of drawers right there. This is kind of the layout. I'm going to replace what I have in my kitchen. And so just kind of wanted to give an update as to what I'm doing besides doing fish things. So inside we go here. Workshop. Built several fish tank stands, so decided to build cabinets, and I wasn't about to pay $1,000 a cabinet, let alone $10,000 to $12,000. So that was kind of ridiculous. So I know it's been several months since I did any kind of an update, so I figured I'd put one out there and show you what all's been going on. Unfortunately, I lost my big discus like 4 months back, and I scored this little guy, snake skin, versus I think it was a pigeon blood. So the last guy, he was real big, and this guy's growing like weed. In fact, he's about doubled his size in about the last 2 months or something. So I thought I'd give an update. The Kessel Tuna Sun is doing awesome for this tank. It is providing more than enough light for what I need for this tank, and it seems to be about the right height above the tank to grow a few new leaves here and there. Of course, you can see the new ones, which is doing more than the last light, so real happy with it. $405 for the light. I think I got it through saltwateraquarium.com. And probably should put a blue filter on here so you can see a little better. I guess we'll go with an orange filter. Actually, a yellow filter because I have daylight on, not just blue light. Sorry, this took forever. So here's the tank as it sits. What are we at, Mama? 4 years? Yeah. 4 years and several months. So I've been fragging a lot of these and cashing them in and selling them on Craigslist. In fact, I made $250 the other month just off of frags. And I'm still cashing them into one of the local fish store. And of course I get credit. There's some of the frags. One of our large corals, the big giant huge coral that was here in the middle, started getting a scabby spot on the stalk, started rotting, and of course we had to frag it immediately. Throughout the 35 years I've been keeping saltwater, and 30 years or something I've been keeping a reef tank, I have discovered once these corals start to get a little rot spot, you immediately need to pull it and frag it to preserve all these little frags and not from losing the whole mother colony altogether. So I kind of lost my mother colony, the acropora, one of the acroporas in here. So I'll see if I can get to all the little do's and gadgets and updates that I've done over the last 4 or 6 months since I've posted any videos. A hand-built 600 watts worth of light, working awesome with 2 lights, 9-band, 6-channel dimmable. So we'll take a journey downstairs. Sorry. Trying to get a shot at the clownfish. Okay. So I think my last video was on the protein skimmer. Jeff Turchek's Life Reef company up here in Morrison, Colorado builds a real kick-ass skimmer, Ol'skool job that I had years ago. Reinvested in this one. I'm really happy with it. Except for the collection cup. It should be a bunch bigger for larger systems, unless you build yourself a overflow catch can. I think I spent $6 or something on a bunch of used parts and pieces to build a overflow catch can, and it holds, of course, 2 gallons plus versus the quart or something that was almost overflowing daily up here. So I'm real happy with the BioBead reactor from Aquamax. A whole lot less maintenance than these guys that I used to run. Seemed to be about every 2 weeks I was having to swab them out, clean them, disassemble them. Oh, what a pain in the butt. Bulk Reef Supply has 1 gallon jugs of BioBeads for about the cheapest around, 140 bucks or something. So that's a pretty good buy. As always, the flawless Milwaukee pumps are running absolutely perfect. You might discover that in the hidden parts of your reef system, especially where the water drains down and feeds into here, these main lines, I had actually all kinds of coralite or coral basically growing and plugging up these tubes in here. So I had an O-ring go bad and I had to disassemble this and found all kinds of gobs of crap growing in there and plugging shit up. So what a mess that was. Got those fixed, O-rings replaced, happy. Started peeing on the floor a little bit, caught that. It's like, uh-oh. So real happy with the setup. I'm actually aerating as much as I absolutely can, as I believe that is a big help to keeping your pH up. So aerate wherever you can, especially if you can use outside air source. I run a CO2 scrubber and an air dryer from my ozone. So scrubber also feeds the protein skimmer with as much air and as little oxygen as possible. Again, use big jugs of soda lime. You can get these jugs for about $100. eBay, I think, is where I got them. If you keep water in the bottom of the vessel, the beads last 6 or 7 times longer. So, and they also recharge. If you can shut the air off to the unit and bypass it for a while, the beads will turn from purple back to white and basically recharges as long as you keep moisture in there. So these are little updates. I don't know, it's been a while since I mentioned that. We had a cold spell, so my pH is running about 8.0. Got a new pH tester, checked it. It says 8.2. So I'm going to trust my brand new pH checker meter. Handheld job. I don't know. I haven't cleaned this tank in a little while. I apologize. Put the filter back on here. And I have a new addition. Oh, it's an Emperor Angel, a baby. Of course. Sorry for not cleaning this one. I picked him up for like 59 bucks about a month ago, and he's growing like a weed, eating like crazy. First time I filmed him, so it's a little spooky. Clownfish is still feisty. The big female there is real feisty. If I don't keep her kind of locked up, she picks on everybody. So, shrimp breeding is going actually really good. The little tiny microscopic babies have grown up to pencil lead size or bigger in the last 3 months, and there's hundreds of them in the bottom of this tank. So the unexpected shrimp hatchery, peppermint shrimp hatchery, is coming along, and the amount of chaetomorpha that I grow in this tank is incredible. Again, I grow about a 5-gallon bucket worth every 2 to 3 weeks and cash that in for $50 store credit for every bucket I take in. So I get the salt, coral food, you name it. Again, my ATO top off with calcium hydroxide in the bottom there, or Ol'skool, or whatever you want to call it. I really like the extra big mixer along with my ATO tank. Let's see what else. Been a bunch of little upgrades here and there. I don't know if I'll get them all in this video, but my water system, my house water filter system, I don't know if they've been working on the streets or the water around here, but these big giant 20-inch by 4.5-inch filters, I have all the interior water running through these guys except for sprinkler lines and outside spigots. So all interior water runs through these guys, and it does help on basically filtering all the water. Helps cut down on basically not having to replace the RO system pre-filter and carbon as much or as frequently. Also, the anion versus cation, about to replace the anion. It goes about as twice, about dissolves or whatever, yeah, how should I say it? You need to replace it sooner, depending on your water, municipal water supply. Your anion will go before your cation, so always keep an eye on it and replace it before it gets totally spent. So I got to replace this here very shortly. Really happy with this water system and my drinking water system, and able to refill my 5-gallon water bottles for drinking water and pipe it up and over here to my reserve barrels. One is a wastewater RO that goes down the drain when it overfills. I use it for watering plants, and then my good deionized water is back here that I use for dispensing and mixing and filling and all that. I did replace my ancient old water heater with a new tankless job, so I was busy doing that. That was about a week-long event, believe it or not. I had to change a lot of stuff to make it work. So outside vent and all. Real happy with that. And I think that's about all my updates that I have for now. So that's why I haven't been posting, is I've been busy doing a lot of other stuff. So hope you enjoyed the video, and give me a thumbs up or subscribe, and I'll try to keep making more of these. Well, have a great one, everybody. Oh, by the way, I did cut some new panels for the top of my Reef system, or the old refugium. Nice tight cut. Keep the dust, dirt, evaporation down. Same stuff I use for the top of the fish tank and the big giant tank upstairs. So best stuff in the world. It's disposable, it's cheap, easily cut, manipulated, washed off, scraped off, scrubbed off. Works awesome. Probably one of the better things I found for covering a fish tank up over the years. Everybody have a great week, weekend, and happy reefing. Take care.